Okay, you guys can see my screen, right?
We can see your screen.
Yeah, so I'll just talk about butterflies and ladders only today. So I hope we don't involve too many group Greeks in this. Yeah. And yeah, I'll just start with building a basic butterfly. Since spot is at 18,300 right now, we'll pick 18,400 call, buy one lot of it, sell 18,500, two lots, 18,600, buy one lot. So this is call butterfly. This is what you usually see. Just tell me if I'm not audible. Okay, I'm just talking slowly because I'm not really.
Yeah, we can hear you clear.
Yeah. If I talk loud, I'll probably cough a lot. So so yeah, this is like just a regular butterfly which you'll see. I mean, butterflies are very good in the sense that your risk to reward is insane. So, but the problem is the reward you're getting is only at the top point, which is very hard to accomplish. Like for standardized reasons, people usually say you go and set up your butterflies at one standard deviation. So that will look somewhere 18,500, 18. What the fuck? Stop sharing this. Okay. Yeah. So sorry, guys. Yeah. So this is how usually people try to standardize things. कि, you just set it up at one standard deviation. That way, कि कौन सा strike पे maximum set करना. It's not necessary कहीं भी set करो same return reward same ही मिलेगा. But it's just a way to let the market tell you where to do it, kind of thing. So this is one way you do it. Now, uh, when you can't predict कि वो ऊपर जाएगा कि नीचे जाएगा, that's when you try to build this on both sides. So I'll just do it anyways. So you can do this with calls too, but the ITM calls will be very liquid. So that's the reason we take puts. There's no specific reason. Uh, 17,900. So yeah, this is a double butterfly basically. You'll build butterflies on both sides, and as far as market moves one standard deviation on any side, you'll make money, kind of thing. And you lose money if it doesn't move or if it moves a lot, but it's very less compared to what you're gonna gain. So you've seen that earlier when you build the butterfly only on one side, your risk to reward is 1:10. But when you do this, your risk to reward reduces to 1:6 or 1:5. Basically your risk to reward becomes half when you do it. It makes sense because now you're covered on both sides. Earlier you're only covered on one side. If it goes on the other side, you'll make loss. But now, even if it moves in any direction, you'll make profit. So that's the reason your risk reward is half. Uh, Now, this is basically a very very basic butterfly, and people try to skew this by uh, okay, let's get to let's just create some NFT material. So you've seen that this is how a butterfly looks, right? So let's say you add uh, credit call spread to it. So you'll sell a nearby call and then you'll buy a further call. So that will look something like this. Okay, so you add these two, you'll end up with basically यहाँ पे the money you're losing here, you're basically trying to make it back by selling a call spread. So it might be exactly equal, or it might be more than that, it might be less than that. But basically, your net payout will look something like, it'll be closer to zero, or in some cases it might even be net credit. So it'll look something like this, and yeah, it'll continue to whatever your reason is, and then your this thing will go as it is. This will come as it is. But now there is a larger down move here because of the credit spread you took. So it goes down. So it goes down, and then so you're basically converting a butterfly into something like this by adding a credit spread to it, credit call spread to it. So these things are usually called broken wing butterflies, and you're basically breaking one wing of the entire butterfly to convert it into a credit butterfly. So that even if market doesn't move, you're still covered. If it moves this much, it's good for you. But if it moves a lot, then you're risking a lot. So by risking a bit higher than what you usually do, here the belief is that market won't move a lot. It might move a bit, or it might move here, or it might not move, but it won't move this much. So that's the bet here when people try to break these butterflies. So there are also other advantages to this. I'll share that. So first thing is this: you should focus on this thing too. Like the blue line is the progression of your PNL today. What will happen if it goes in this direction, and after one day, this chart will look something like this. So currently at 300, and will make $200 in either direction. It's not a good return in by any means, 0.3%. Effectively saying that after one day, no matter what market does, you're not going to make any money. I mean, you'll make some money, but it's not good enough for you to exit. So you're not going to do anything. 2 days, same case. So that's what I was trying to say earlier too when Harvey was building these things. Butterflies usually realize max profit only on expiry day. You can't build a butterfly. I mean, it doesn't matter when you built a butterfly, whether you've taken that position on a Wednesday, whether you've taken that position on a Thursday, or whether you've taken that on a Tuesday, Monday, whatever. The realization of the PNL, see, you look at it, right? We were building it on a Monday today, Tuesday, max profit is $200. Wednesday, max profit is $600. Thursday, See this 4,000. Like it just shoots up. So the entire butterfly game when you want to trade is purely on expiries. But that doesn't mean that you should be building it on expiry. This ratio you're getting 1 is to 6. It keeps getting worse as you go towards expiry, because as you go towards expiry, it becomes easier to predict where it'll expire, right? See, on a Monday, predicting that it'll expire either at 17,900, 18,000, or 18,600, is much tougher than predicting this thing on a Thursday. So, sorry, the more time you take, I mean, the less time to expiry you leave before building this, uh, that'll hurt you on risk reward thing. So if you try to build the same thing on a Thursday, you will be able to build it, but it'll be much costly for you, in the sense that this red zone will be more. I mean, it'll be more debit. It'll be more debit. So you'll end up spending a lot of money on this, and then yeah, if it doesn't go in your favor, you'll lose a lot of money. But if you build it on a Monday, what will happen is your premium outflow is only 1% no matter what happens. So that's a good part about it. So unfortunately, I can't tell you how it will look on Wednesday because today is when. Or maybe I can use a different expiry. Let's try. I just want to show you the impact of time to expiry. 27 Jan. This constant deviation 18760. 300, 600, so 18,000 put. So you understand what I'm trying to do, right? So you just buy the nearest call or put, and then you sell 100 points away or 50 points away, whatever you want. I'll also show you how it impacts whether you sell 100 points away or 15 points away. But you just basically build a 1:1:2:1 butterfly on both sides. So here you can see the same strategy with the same strikes. We're getting a 1:9.42 risk reward instead of a 1:5.95 risk reward. So that's how it scales. As in, the farther you build it from expiry, the better risk reward you get. So in the earlier case, so first of all, hitting this zone is very tough. Uh, but if you have a better risk reward for it, you only need to hit it maybe two times in 10 trades, and you're still profitable, right? One time in 10 trades, and you'll break even. So in the earlier case, if you're taking this trade 3 days before expiry, it's 1:6. So you need to hit one trade out of every six trades to break even, and two trades to stay in profit. So that's it. That's one thing while building these positional things using butterflies. Why use a butterfly for positional? It's because of this risk reward. You won't get this 1:9, 1:6, 1:5 risk rewards anywhere else. So uh, that's the thing. If you want to trade this strategy, that's one thing you need to consider is how far from expiry are you building these strategies. The faster you build it, the faster you take a position, the better your risk reward will be. So obviously, it'll be very tough to predict how where Nifty will be, after 10 days. So that's where the risk reward gets into the play, right? It's tough to predict. That's the reason you're getting a 1:10. 3 days later, it's easy to predict, so you're getting a 1:6. So That's one thing. So if you're building this Habi here, Habi is not here. Sad. He was sharing some data today. He basically built these strategies on Wednesday and he's trading till Thursday. So that's what happens. Like when you trade these strategies on such short notice, uh, your risk reward gets very skewed in the sense that you will be losing 2% and you'll be making 2, 3, or 4% on a best trade. So suddenly you need to hit every one trade out of every two trades or three trades to break even. That's where it becomes very tough because it's not easy to hit these trades, right? These trades are supposed to
I
be.
just wanted to ask you one thing. What's the ideal risk to reward ratio would you when you would trade butterfly things for? Like which one would you prefer?
They I don't usually trade these things, so I mean I don't know, but I mean I don't trade these things in this way, so I don't know what's the ideal.
Okay.
But I guess you should be able to figure out based on how frequently you are able to predict these things. If 1 out of 10 of your calls are getting correct, then you know that your risk reward should be 1:10 at least. If your predictions
Okay.
are getting correct, once in six times, then you can even go ahead with a 1:6 risk reward. So I think that comes with practice, or like Harvey does. He basically collects data every Wednesday, every Thursday, every Tuesday to make sure. I mean, he basically records it in Excel, and he's been building it for past 3 or 4 months. So if you also build such a thing for 3 or 4 months or 5 months or 6 months, and then you'll have enough data to figure out key how frequently is this thing actually getting into my profit range. So based on
Understood.
that frequency, you can set a risk reward number.
आई
Okay,
हैव वन
thank you.
क्वेश्चन कि मुझे पता कैसे चलेगा कि सपोज टुडे इज मंडे so I take a position like this, I build a double butterfly, and how do I know that, like, Nifty will expire either this way or that way and not in the middle, something like that? How
So
do you do
that's
that?
oh see, there's no thing to say that ना वो तो फिर वही होगा if you exactly know कि it will predict somewhere you will go and trade that call, trade that put, whatever. This is just a delta neutral strategy. It's just that you will take
अच्छा,
advantage if it goes into your range, but if it doesn't, you won't get hurt. That's the main point here.
okay, so I'm trying to save my capital here. समझ गया. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like a Hail Mary trade, but yeah. So there are other versions of this. Just quickly reset. So if you, I mean, like I said, जैसा उस case में your maximum profit is attained at that pin point. 18,700 लिया तो 18,700 पे maximum आएगा. अगर थोड़ा भी कम हुआ तो बहुत जल्दी PNL कर जाता है.
Right.
So there are other ways to trade similar strategies. One of it is called ladders, which Harvey was doing. So 18,600. Let's try 18,650. Modify. Okay. 650. Sell this. 18. Sorry. So this is not 1:2:1. This is 1:1:1:1:1:1. But you just, oh, what did I? Man, I'll talk slowly. Yeah. So here what happens is your premium outflow will be lower, but you will get a 50-point range for your max profit. So earlier you've seen that here your max profit was, I think, 11%, but right now it's only 6%. So whenever market ends in this 50-point range, you'll make that 6%. So it's more free in terms of the profit range. So you can basically try to predict the range, not the point. So, but the thing is, your return half हो जाता है. But the good part is your risk reward still remains the same. तुम्हारा रिटर्न आधा हुआ तो तुम्हारा रिस्क भी आधा हो जाता है. Your premium outflow in the earlier case was much higher than this. Uh, so you won't lose a lot of money if nothing happens. And if it ends up if it ends up in this range, you'll make this 6% in next 2-3 days. Uh, but it's different from butterfly in the sense that in the butterfly, if it exactly ends at 18,700, you're making 11%. But now you'll make 6.37% whenever it ends somewhere between 700 and 750. So you get a lot of room to play around, but you will sacrifice half of your returns. Uh, but the good part here is your premium outflow is also very low. So if you do 2 lots of this, you will still make that amount of money. It's just that return won't be the same क्योंकि margin तो दोनों में same ही लगता है. इसमें भी 36,000, उसमें भी I think somewhere around 36,000 ही लगेगा. So your return will be less, but if you don't really care about margin like we guys do, you'll make more money. So yeah, infinite capitals के लिए this is a good strategy. Your outflow becomes very low per lot and your return reduces, but your return probability increases because suddenly now you have a 50-point range where you can make profit instead of a pinpoint 700. So you can similarly build this thing on the put side too, exactly same as decay. So this is a ladder, and obviously this is where you can actually play around in monthlies. So if you're actually doing Lord, why did I reset? 18,600. So we've seen 18,600, 650, 700, 750. So basically हर 50 strikes पे हम लोग ने लिया था. 600 buy किया, 650, 700 sell किया, and then 750 buy कर लिया. And what if you give a bigger range? Sell, sell, and then buy after 100 points. So it looked like this. Here, sorry, your
अच्छा मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है कि ये सारा का सारा एक बास्केट में डाल के ऑर्डर प्लेस करना पड़ेगा, राइट?
हाँ, obviously. I mean, मैन्युअली भी डाल सकते हो, बट उसमें अगर मार्केट मूव हो गया तो you lose it. It's very fragile. हाँ, तुम्हें अगर 1-2 रुपए का भी बिड आस्क आ गया ना, बिड आस्क स्प्रेड या मैन्युअली मारने में आ गया, तो बहुत ज़्यादा चेंज हो जाता है पीएनएल यहाँ पे. So you have to hit it in
अच्छा, ओके.
basket for sure. So yeah, Ian is taking this 100-point thing. But as you keep increasing that, your premium outflow also increases. So like I said, no matter what you decide to do, your risk to reward ratio remains the same. You risk more money, you make more money. That's it. तुम लोग इसका कहीं भी कितने भी इटरेशंस ट्राई कर सकते हो कि 600 700 नहीं 600 750 लेना है मुझे ले लो. Consensus थोड़ा सा भी इधर उधर. Come on, Obster. Yeah, I think it's dead.
बाकी साहब what is happening in Nifty 50?
इसको म्यूट करो रे.
Bro, Bro, just go and open your market. Fucking hell. What the fuck are you doing?
It's a shit fucking Martin Luther King holiday. Fucking bogus. So it's not open.
कोई इसको म्यूट मारो रे.
It's a holiday. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just teaching these guys
Can you please mute
butterflies, man.
yourself, dude?
If you wanna
It's
listen,
a
you can.
black holiday, which is fucking dumb.
Dude, can you please mute yourself?
Yeah. So this is a 100-point butterfly. The notation वैसा ही होता है. 100-point butterfly means that each strike is divided by 100 points. So now you can see that you're losing 0.8%. You're making 12%. Risk reward is 1:15. If you do it with a 50-point butterfly, you lose very less amount of money. You'll make a lot of money. Your risk reward will be great, but you look at your profit range. Okay, it's from 600 to 650 only. Earlier it was from 600 to 700, right? And at 700 you're making a lot of money. You're basically making double this return. So your risk reward increases, but then your profit range reduces, and also the profit you'll be making at the highest point that reduces. The good part is, you won't lose a lot of money trading this. So per lot तेरे को 60 रुपए लगेगा. And yeah, I mean, so you guys can basically play around with this by building different kinds of strategies in Opstra and seeing how it will behave when you change these small things. And I think you'll understand when you play around. 8 point pe, I think you'll intuitively start understanding why these things are changing in that manner. Let me just share my screen. So again, it all comes down to building these payoff charts, man. Like I think I've emphasized on this a lot last time. It's basically that you should be able to visualize these payoff charts in your mind and some of that, right? So when you build a 100-point butterfly, something like this. So this difference is 100 points. And you build a 50-point butterfly, something like this. Difference is 50 points. Right? It just stops. So 100-point butterfly ka case mein, you will lose more money if it doesn't happen. But you get a much higher range. Your break evens will be much, much higher. So something like that. So this is basic difference, and it keeps getting better. I mean, better or worse, whatever you call it. If you build a 200-point butterfly.
So basically, when to deploy these type of strategies on expiry day or something like
So
that?
it should be at least 3 or 4 days before expiry. Like you've seen it, right? The risk reward reduces drastically as you keep going closer to expiry. Exact same strike मैंने current week का लिया, next week का लिया, तो उसमें ही आधा हो गया था. And these strategies are not even impacted by the time to expiry that far from expiry. But when you get closer and closer to expiry ना, वो जो risk reward तुम्हें मिल रहा है वो बहुत ही कम होते चला जाता है. So at some point, and मतलब it comes with the notion ना कि it's very hard to predict where Nifty will end 4 days before the expiry. Obviously it becomes a bit easier क्योंकि यहाँ पे तो सीधा सीधा पॉइंट भी प्रेडिक्ट नहीं कर रहा है, रेंज प्रेडिक्ट कर रहा है. इस रेंज से लेके इस रेंज तक तेरा प्रॉफिट है. मीनिंग यहाँ भी ऐसा तेरा बहुत ज्यादा नहीं बन रहा है, बट ये स्टिल यू मेकिंग लाइक 2% at every point. So making these strategies on Wednesday, Thursday, I don't think it's any good. I mean, it doesn't do anything. Why?
So,
Because
so just
you
like
will.
right, just like that thing that Harvey shared, he was deploying that strategy on a Wednesday and taking it out on a Thursday, no?
Yeah.
So basically, in that thing, he was making money at the end of the day on Wednesday. But like the next day happened a gap up of gap down. So he was essentially losing money.
See, that's the case, right? See, look at this particular butterfly.
Mhm.
This blue is basically the PNL on today, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If market moves, you will your break even is like what? यहाँ से यहाँ, तो 18,300 से लेके 19,000 तक तेरा break even है.
Yes, yes.
But as the day progresses, I mean, as a कैसा होता है minimize ये
Zoom out करना पड़ेगा.
zoom out कर रहा हूँ मैं, but ठीक है, इतना
ज़्यादा
है.
zoom. Just take it to last day. Yes.
वेडनेसडे को देख ले तो
Hmm.
वेडनेसडे को your break even will be much higher, 18,400 से लेके 18,970. That's a lot
Yes.
यार. I mean 500 पॉइंट का रेंज मिल रहा है तेरे को, but the money you make
Hmm.
making in this range is not much.
Yep.
So that's on. You compare it to what you're making today versus what you're making on Wednesday. $700, $1,100.
Hmm.
तो ज्यादा फर्क नहीं है.
इसमें रेंज थोड़ा ज्यादा मिल रहा है, so I think the probability of profit automatically increases.
Yeah, but when you go on expiry day, that reduces. 18,600, 18,800. So 200 point range. Yeah.
अच्छा,
Your range reduces, but you'll make more money if it happens.
so if someday, like, let's say Nifty has moved a lot and we're expecting there is a lot of build up and expecting कि Nifty इसी range में रहे, they can deploy this one.
Yeah, you can basically deploy this. This is very hard. Like the ladders I showed you guys, those are fairly easy. So let's just build a 100-point ladder. Yeah, this. तो इसमें भी सेम पैसा बन रहा है तुम्हारा, but that money you'll make from 700 till 800. पहले सिर्फ 700 पे बन रहा था, 700 से 800 जाते जाते तुम्हारा PNL जीरो हो रहा था, बट यहाँ पे 700 से 800 तक तुम्हारा पैसा बनता ही जाएगा. But the worst part is if that doesn't happen, you'll lose $400. पहले you're losing like $100, $200 something. So it's all a game of risk reward. If you try with, I mean, there are hundreds of combinations यहाँ पे. Why am I picking 600, 700, 800, 900? Why don't I start with 500? If you do that, you'll get a different combination, you'll get a different risk reward. So that's the reason I'm not telling you exactly कि क्या optimal है, क्या मैं क्या करूँगा, तुम क्या करोगे. It's better if you just build this yourself and then see कि कैसे कैसे combinations में अच्छा आ रहा है, कैसे कैसे combinations नहीं है. If you keep posting your screenshots, I'll tell you how you can make it better. कि एक leg change करने पे भी बहुत फर्क आ जाता है. So that's one thing, guys. I obviously won't talk about these things a lot, but you keep experimenting. Just wanted to show you guys how to build these things, because these are very good. You don't need to really predict कि क्या exact point पे expiry होगा. You just need to predict the range. You take this position, and you can also do one thing. Is like after 2 days, let's say it moved a lot, right? नहीं, on Wednesday, let's say you're at this point, 18,750, whatever, you're making 2,000 rupees already. You're making 5.44%. Now you will feel कि कल का जो मेरा वो है ब्रेक इवन, टुमारोज ब्रेक इवन फॉर यू इज 900, वो ब्रीच हो जाएगा. ऑलरेडी 750 आ गया, तो 150 पॉइंट तो कल मूव हो ही जाएगा, एंड वो ब्रीच हो जाएगा पक्का, एंड मेरा जो अभी तो 2,000 बन रहा है वो भी जीरो हो जाएगा. You can exit and make a different butterfly, right? You can exit on that moment and then say you will make a butterfly which will start at 900 and go till 19,000. Or you can make a butterfly which will start at 800, 17,800 से चालू होके 18,000 तक profit रहेगा, something like that. So you can basically shift these things if you have enough brokerage, if you have a free brokerage or anything. When I used to trade these things, I used to shift once per day. So there is no guarantee that you need to shift regularly. ऐसे आराम से बैठ के whenever it moves a lot, it's like 200 300 points जब निफ्टी मूव हो जाए एक बार शिफ्ट कर लो types. You can shift these things and then make money that way too. I don't want to get into Greeks, but you should understand that this is also a short gamma strategy. No, this is positive gamma. But if you break it, it becomes a short gamma strategy. So yeah, you just remember these numbers. Okay, so if the strategy makes 4,500 bucks on expiry, it will only make $1,000 on Wednesday, right? So now let's just build 18,700. $750. So this is also similar. 2,300 bucks, 6% on expiry. Wednesday max PNL is 500 bucks. So 1.5 versus 6. So 4x. So 4x PNL if you will expiry, otherwise you can just take this 1.5% only. So what if you break it now? So let's just take 17,800. Breaking is basically distance maintain नहीं करना. मतलब earlier we're doing 600, 650, 700, 750. अभी मैं 700, 750 के बीच में 800 ले. So like I just shifted my buy strike by 800. So you'll risk a lot. Here your assumption is that market will move a lot. Yeah. But in this case, your maximum loss will increase a lot if market moves a lot. So this is risky in that sense. But if it moves, you need to. What you basically do is कि अगर बहुत ज़्यादा move और अगर को लग रहा है तो 18,800 बेच के 18,750 फिर से लेना पड़ेगा. But it depends how late you take it. Sometimes it gets very costly. Sometimes you end up taking it in the right point. But I'll just share you this thing. So you're making 6% on expiry. Wednesday को 226 ही है. Wait, 18,750. Okay. This is today's expiry and this week expiry. 400 डालते. Basically, the strikes I'm selecting are too far for current expiry, so it doesn't even make any impact. Even if it does, you won't be able to see it. 450. So I'm just dealing with 1 rupee, 2 rupee options. So उसमें इतना कोई फर्क भी नहीं पड़ेगा. So that's the problem. 18,600. Okay. Let's watch this without breaking. And I'll also build this on the put side. $150. So this is how it looks without breaking. and yeah, you will lose 1% of your capital if it doesn't move or it moves a lot. If it does and stays in this range, you'll make 2.5%. It doesn't look very good from risk reward perspective, but 120 point range here and the similar 100 point range on the 20 point range on the other side. Uh, like I said, 2 or 3 days from before expiry, tomorrow risk reward both come over. If you do the same exact strategy on monthly, is there a way to just convert all of this to monthly in a single click? Fucking hell, man, it doesn't work. No,
I think you have to reset it.
just reset. Yeah. On. So yeah, that's anyway. So if you're talking about 3 days before expiry, that is where 1:4.1. So वही है, जितना दूर का तुम predict करने की कोशिश करोगे उतना अच्छा risk reward मिलेगा. Obviously, these are very short ranges for a monthly. I should be taking a bit far, but I'm just trying to show you how it will look exactly. So monthly में you'll get a lot of independence too. You can build much farther ranges. 200 का put ले रहा है तो 100 का put short कर सकता है. And 18,000. So basically, instead of taking a 50-point ladder, I'm taking a 100-point ladder, guys. No, that's the only difference. Similarly, 18,400 here. पहले कितना रिटर्न बन रहा था किसी ने देखा क्या? I think it was 4% something, right? 500, 600, and 700. So your risk reward reduces, but your profit ranges suddenly are 200 points instead of 100 points. So you can choose between all these things कि डबल रेंज चाहिए या डबल रिटर्न चाहिए, दोनों साइड चाहिए या एक ही साइड चाहिए. इफ यू रिड्यूस वन साइड, दिस विल डबल. सो एक साइड का तुम्हारा प्रीमियम आउटफ्लो कम हो जाएगा. सो लेट्स से इफ आई टेक दिस आउट, सो suddenly it's 1:5.11. So double से ज़्यादा क्यों हुआ? क्योंकि put side ladders and butterflies are usually much better in terms of risk reward because of the skew. Call side में हमेशा you will spend a lot of money for the same trade, but you won't get the same risk reward. So earlier 1:1.79 मतलब अपने को put में मिल रहा था और कॉल में probably 1:, I don't know, 1:1 या 1:2 समथिंग वैसे जाता है। तो आई थिंक कॉल में अपने को 1:3 मिल रहा होगा एंड इसमें 1:5 मिल रहा है, तो दोनों का एवरेज 1.5 समथिंग या 3 से कम मिलेगा। दोनों का एवरेज विल बी 4 एंड हाफ ऑफ 4 इज 2, सो 1:2 या। तो that's the thing, always put side get a better trade when you take these trades. Call side butterflies में तुम्हारा premium outflow basically red zone much higher because calls are not as skew. I mean, they don't have that much skew compared to puts. So वो एक है, if you build it on only one side, you will make better returns. Obviously, you won't have the luxury कि दूसरा साइड भी जाएगा तो मेरा कुछ नहीं होगा करके। So वही है, see, I always talk about this thing ना कि there's no free money in the market or anything. तुम्हें जितना लग्जरी चाहिए, तुम्हें जितना आराम से बैठ के ट्रेड करना है, उतना कम रिटर्न बनेगा. If you risk a lot, you'll make a lot of money. That's it. So if you're able to predict that market will only go in this direction and you take only that direction, you'll make more money. If you can't predict, you just take the trade on both sides. You'll make half the money. That's it. Market is very fair in that sense. Ki, it doesn't show any bias in that sense. Ki, this guy did it on this side, इसको पैसा देते, उसको पैसा नहीं देते. जिसने दोनों साइड किया है, उसका दोनों साइड कवर्ड है. जिसने एक ही साइड किया है, उसका एक ही साइड कवर्ड है, दूसरा साइड लॉस होगा. तो he'll make more money on this side. So that's fair, right? So ये एक चीज है. And this is okay, fine. One day before expiry वाला दिखाना था ना मुझे. So this is 1:5.1. Please remember these numbers: 2.2% and 11.27%. On Wednesday, your max profit is 5%. Same, you'll be losing 2.2%. Your max profit is 5% on Wednesday. Your max profit is 11% on Thursday. This is a case of a normal ladder or a normal butterfly. Basically, let's just say return double over if you wait one more day. If you break this, 18. Okay, don't look at this number, max loss number, because you're only breaking it because you believe कि इतना नहीं गिरेगा, because it's very far. Okay, so ignore it. So 11.92% on a Thursday. A bit more return on a Wednesday. It's not very crazy, but it's a bit more. Or is it the range that increases? Let me just build it on both sides. Okay, so 18,166 to 18,431 is your break even. That is on expiry. and on Wednesday it'll look something like this. Come on. Yeah, इसमें 200 पॉइंट्स का रेंज है जहाँ पे तुम्हारा रेड हो जाएगा. बाकी you'll make some money here, you'll make some money here, whatever it is. So if you end up breaking this, come on. So you can see what's happening on the chart itself, right? कि बीच वाला जो रीजन है, it got into green now. कि पहले का चार्ट तुमने देखा, बीच वाला जो रीजन है इट्स कंप्लीटली रेड एंड देन दोनों साइड्स थोड़ा थोड़ा ऊपर है, बट इट्स नॉट एज मच रिटर्न. बट राइट नाउ व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन इज कि बीच में तुम्हारा प्रॉफिट है एक्चुअली, एंड you will make more money if it goes here or here. So that's what breaking butterfly does it, I mean, does to the strategy. Ki instead of actually losing money when market doesn't move, you'll start making money. uh, why does this happen? It's because your net gamma is negative. So your net gamma is
इसके
negative,
इसमें
it means
अच्छा इसके इसमें रेंज कितना मिलता है?
रेंज तुम्हारा थोड़ा सा चेंज होता है, बट द प्रॉब्लम हियर इज आफ्टर रेंज तुम्हारा लॉस ज्यादा हो जाता है. नॉन ब्रोकन और ब्रोकन में रेंज में इतना फर्क नहीं आएगा, बट प्रॉब्लम हियर इज व्हाट विल हैपन आफ्टर द रेंज इज ब्रोकन. Like
ओके,
it'll, yeah, you'll lose 6-7% and you'll make 6%. Uh,
इट
so
बिकम्स
that's
ऑलमोस्ट
a
वन इज
problem.
टू 1.1 के आसपास. ओके
Yeah,
ओके.
yeah. But the good part of it is कि you'll get an exit on Wednesday if nothing happens. तो इस
This
केस
is
में क्या
actually
है ना
looking
कि
pretty good.
इस केस में क्या है ना कि अगर मार्केट कहीं नहीं जाता है ना तो तुम्हारा ये हो जाता है, बीच में लॉस हो रहा है तुम्हारा. हाँ, ऑल्सो इफ मार्केट डजंट मूव, ब्रोकन विंग बटरफ्लाइज में बीच में देखना तुम्हारा 300 रुपये उड़ रहा है, 360 bucks. And if you are very smart and if you exit on a Thursday, if you exit on a Wednesday, you will actually exit in a profit. But if you don't break it, sorry, 17,900 and 18,700 exact butterflies अगर तुमने लिया तो वेडनेसडे को तो बीच में अगर कहीं नहीं मूव हो रहा तो you'll make a loss, and on Thursday instead of losing 300 bucks you'll lose 1,800 bucks. But the good part is if it moves a lot you'll still lose 1,800 bucks. पहले जो यहाँ पे 6,000 रुपए का लॉस हो रहा था वो नहीं होगा. So see, there are very, I mean these are very very specific. तुम इसमें एक स्ट्राइक भी चेंज करोगे ना, पूरा रिस्क रिवॉर्ड, पूरा रिटर्न प्रोफाइल सब 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 चेंज हो जाएगा. So I can't tell you this is an optimum, there is an optimum way of doing it. You just need to first see कि तुम्हारा predictability क्या है, like what are you predicting? Are you predicting on one side? Are you predicting कि जाएगा बट मेरे को नहीं पता कौन सा डायरेक्शन में जाएगा, और are you predicting कि कहीं नहीं जाएगा? So depending upon what you're doing, I'm just trying to tell you कि there is a strategy for it, and you just need to play around and you will be able to figure out. And if you play around long enough, you will be able to just visualize these things in your mind. ऐसा build करने की जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ेगा. But so these things, I mean, you just need to play around, man. Like the Batmans you guys do are basically broken these things, broken butterflies on both sides. That's it. Yeah, there's a Batman. You can also do something like 7900 को वैसे ही रहने दो, 18700 को भी वैसे ही रहने दो. You bring this thing closer, 18100, 18150, 18050. It's actually 18,000. उसको हमने 50 पॉइंट और मूव किया. Like यहाँ पे it's 18,600. We're moving it closer by 18,500. Basically, this is effectively 18,660 को एग्जिट कर रहे हैं और 18,550 को एंटर कर रहे हैं. So एक क्रेडिट कॉल स्प्रेड को तो ऐड कर रहा है और एक क्रेडिट पुट स्प्रेड को ऐड कर रहा है। क्रेडिट कॉल स्प्रेड और क्रेडिट पुट स्प्रेड ऐड करेगा तो क्या आता है? यू नो दैट राइट? कम ऑन गाइस, जल्दी जल्दी जवाब दो। What will happen if
It's a
you add
condor,
credit?
right?
Yeah, so it's a condor. This is a credit call spread, and this is a credit put spread. So what will you get if you add them both? You'll get this. It's a short condor. So if you add short condor to a बटरफ्लाई, वो क्या करेगा? ये बीच में जो जो ऊपर वाला जो है ना, ये वो इसको जीरो कर देगा या फिर ऊपर ले जाएगा। ये पूरा स्ट्रैटेजी ऊपर उठ जाता है, दैट्स इट। और कुछ नहीं हुआ, इट विल जस्ट लिफ्ट अप अ बिट, something like this। बट यहाँ पे जो ये लॉस है वो भी एडअप होता है, तो ये और नीचे जाएगा। दैट्स इट। डिड आई शेयर माय स्क्रीन? पेंट दिख रहा है क्या तुम?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what happened here. So इस केस में you can see you're only losing $500 instead of $1,800।
तो इसमें रेंज 1 सिग्मा का मिल रहा है पूरा। वाह, नाइस।
So on Wednesday you'll actually get 1 sigma range on both sides।
अच्छा, दिस
No,
इज व्हेन यू डू इट ऑन वेडनेसडे, राइट?
no, I'm taking this today, and
अच्छा,
expiry
हाँ,
date is
ओके ओके,
27 Jan, so 8 days from
राइट।
current expiry लेंगे तो भी same result आएगा, don't worry। This is just a demonstration। I'm only comparing last 2 days, so last 2 days will be same for any expiry। Current expiry करो, next expiry करो, कोई भी expiry करो। So if you want to secure your Wednesday and also your Thursday, you just break it, but the risk of breaking it is you lose a lot of money if it doesn't go well। सो व्हेन यू ब्रेक दिस थिंग्स ना, क्या करना पड़ता है कि तुम्हें कंटिन्यूअसली शिफ्ट करना पड़ता है। अगर मार्केट बहुत ज़्यादा मूव हो गया ना, तो यू नीड टू शिफ्ट योर एंटायर बटरफ्लाई बाय 100 पॉइंट्स और योर एंटायर बटरफ्लाई बाय 200 पॉइंट्स एवरी टाइम मार्केट मूव्स, टू मेक श्योर योर प्रॉफिट रेंज इज स्टिल अलाइव। वरना मार्केट यहाँ चला जाएगा, देन यू वोंट बी डू एबल टू डू एनीथिंग। So what I usually do is कि I take something like a 1SD butterfly। So 1SD is at 18770, 18600। So this is a ladder, it's not a butterfly, but you can do a butterfly। I don't do butterflies because at least 50 पॉइंट का तो रेंज रखने का सही रहता है यार। यू वोंट बी एबल टू प्रिडिक्ट द एग्जैक्ट पॉइंट, मतलब ये भी प्रिडिक्ट नहीं कर रहे, बट इट्स इट्स सेफर, फेयरली सेफर। 6 7 750 800। व्हाट डिड आई डू रॉन्ग? ऐसा क्यों दिख रहा है? नो, ओके। सिमिलरली ऑन द ऑपोजिट साइड, बेसिकली 1SD के लिए इसको थोड़ा सा और मूव करना पड़ेगा, 850। Where did I fuck up? 600 700 750 850 900 800 850 750। It's wrong। Okay, okay, okay। So this is a proper ladder without any extra put spreads or call spreads added. This is how it will look. You'll get 1SD coverage, but if it doesn't move in the and if it stays in this range, you'll lose this 1%. So you can reduce it. I mean, इस केस में तो you can do anything यार. मैं ऐसे 50 पॉइंट ही मूव कर रहा हूँ, बट कम कर दो नीचे, तो बीच में वो कम हो जाएगा. You'll only lose 400 bucks. So on 75,000, I think it's like 0.5%. So you'll lose 0.5%. Only problem is if it moves a lot, you will face big losses. So what we usually do is कि 18,300 लिया, तो let's say after 2 days, कभी तो profit में जाएगा. Okay, by next week, 7,900, 17, 18,500, whatever it is. So by next Tuesday, let's say it's somewhere here. So what you can do is ये जो PNL जो तुम्हें दिख रहा है ना 200 bucks का, 200 bucks का you can buy a spread. You understand, right? Hello. Can you guys hear me? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So currently ऐसा है, but if you add see currently it's like this, right? What if you add a long condor to this, right? You will lose some money. तो ये नीचे आएगा. Basically what happens is ब्रोकन विंग बटरफ्लाई करने के लिए जो तुमने किया था पहले, उसको रिवर्स कर दो. उसको रिवर्स कर दोगे तो क्या होगा कि वो नॉर्मल बटरफ्लाई बन जाएगा. नाउ व्हाट्स द एडवांटेज इज 7 दिन पहले जब तुमने ये कॉन्डोर ये बटरफ्लाई पे ऐड किया था, ये कॉन्डोर बहुत महंगा था, तो यू प्रोबेबली सोल्ड इट एट 100 bucks. नाउ दिस कॉन्डोर इज वेरी चीप, सो यू विल बाय इट बैक एट 10 bucks. सो वो 3-4 दिन में जो मूवमेंट नहीं हुआ, जिसकी वजह से तुम्हें जो 90 bucks बचा है, दैट विल एड अप टू योर बटरफ्लाई PNL. So you try to hold on to this condor as long as you can, but ultimately तुम्हें वो करना ही है. मतलब ultimately you want to convert this into a less risky butterfly by basically covering your ends. मतलब तुम्हें basically ये 700 को 750 में convert करना है, basically 700 buy करना है और 750 बेचना. तो basically जो condor का जो trade हमने extra डाला था इसमें, उसको reverse करना है हमें ultimately, but you want to do it as late as possible. सो जितने दिन मार्केट मूव नहीं हो रहे, उसी रेंज में बैठा है, उसी रेंज में बैठा है, यू ईट दैट कॉन्डोर थीटा. यू नो द एक्स्ट्रा कॉन्डोर यू हैव एडेड, वो तुम्हें थीटा देगा. यू ईट दैट कॉन्डोर थीटा, बट व्हेन यू फील कि ओके इट्स मूविंग एंड इट माइट गो इनटू माय रेंज, माय जो मैक्स लॉस वाला रेंज है उसमें चला जाएगा एट सम पॉइंट. मतलब डोंट वेट टिल इट गोस हियर, एट सम पॉइंट पहले ही you buy back that condor, or you but at least buy one side of it. दूसरा साइड मत लो, क्योंकि दूसरा साइड तो ऑलरेडी मार्केट इस साइड आ गया, तो क्या ही लेगा. ऑलरेडी इसमें तो बहुत प्रोटेक्शन मिल रहा है, यहाँ से यहाँ तक का प्रोटेक्शन. सो यू डोंट नीड टू बाय इट, एक साइड बाय कर. बेसिकली यू टेक अ शॉर्ट कॉन्डोर ऑन टॉप ऑफ ए बटरफ्लाई एंड मैनेज देम बोथ. जब तक तुम्हारा शॉर्ट कॉन्डोर चैलेंज नहीं हो रहा है, उसको मत करो, मतलब एग्जिट मत करो. But if market moves in one direction, you start taking this spread. Start taking this spread to convert that जो भी वो बड़ा लॉस दिख रहा था उसको नेगेट करने के लिए. एंड डोंट डू इट ऑन द अदर साइड. बेसिकली जो शॉर्ट कंडोर में तुमने जो शॉर्ट करके जो एक्स्ट्रा पैसा कमाया तुमने, $100 or whatever. Even if you lose those $100, all of it, to be it's fine. You get it right. Because what that condor is doing is, जो बीच में अगर मार्केट कहीं नहीं जाता है तो जो तुम्हारा लॉस हो रहा था उसको नेगेट कर रहे हैं, राइट? दिस, so that's one way to manage these things. कि what we usually do is कि we break these things and we wait till market moves. Market doesn't move, we just let it be, because what happens is it will give us a good exit on Wednesday. Wednesday को काफी सही exit देता है, and Thursday को तुम्हारा P&L में थोड़ा सा एक्स्ट्रा ऐड कर देता है, which is basically your strangle P&L, short condor का P&L. It's not significant but it's still good, but यहाँ पे it's very significant. But if it moves, all you need to do is buy this credit spread. यहाँ पे जो पहले 850 था उसको मैंने 900 किया था, अभी क्या उसको 850 कर दो. बेसिकली 900 को बेच दो और 850 खरीद लो. 900 सस्ता है, 850 महंगा है, तो यू विल बी पेइंग market some amount of money. So the longer you hold on to it, the cheaper the spread becomes. 850 900 का spread अभी कितने में मिल रहा है? ये 14 रुपए का है. 850 is 18.9, so you're getting a 4 rupees advantage here, 5 rupees advantage. But जब ये जीरो हो जाएगा वो जीरो हो जाएगा, मे बी ये 1 रुपए में ट्रेड हो रहा होगा, वो 2 रुपए में ट्रेड हो रहा होगा, व्हाटएवर, यू विल बाय बैक दिस स्प्रेड एट $2 और $1. तो वो जो 3 रुपए जो एक 3 रुपए 2 रुपए जो एक्स्ट्रा कमाता है, सी बटरफ्लाइज में एवरी रुपी काउंट्स, एवरी रुपी काउंट्स. Just because this strategy is loss cap, you can do multiple lots in this. तो यहाँ पे हर एक रुपया काउंट होता है. So you hold on to the short, whatever it is, call spread, whatever it is, till it's not challenged. Even if it's challenged, you only do one side of it. जैसा इस साइड कवर कर लो और इस साइड छोड़ दो, इस साइड कवर करने की जरूरत नहीं है. So it will give you some protection. Sorry guys. Or you can do even better. Focus. दूसरा वही है, people shift the entire butterfly to this side, but it's very costly in terms of brokerage, guys. If you're shifting these many legs, itna brokerage lage. So I usually recommend this thing to people कि लॉस कैप कर दो इसको. पहले लॉस कैप मत करना, पहले लीव इट लाइक दिस, पहले लीव इट ओपन एंड ट्राई टू जस्ट मैनेज दिस, क्योंकि इसमें P&L भी ज़्यादा बनता है और बीच में अगर मूव नहीं हुआ तो लॉस भी नहीं है. बट इफ इट मूव्स, सीधा चुपचाप जो एग्जैक्टली जो डिस्टेंस का स्ट्राइक आता है उसी का ले लो, लॉस कैप हो जाएगा स्ट्रैटेजी, तो खत्म करो. दैट्स इट. The longer you can hold on to this trade, this particular trade, movement का 3 दिन के बाद करोगे, 4 दिन के बाद करोगे, 5 दिन के बाद करोगे, उतना advantages होगा तुम्हारे लिए. If you do it after 5 or 6 days, trust me, you will make enough theta that you will make it in a profit. कि ultimately ये strategy पूरा ऐसा आ जाता है. It basically becomes a no loss strategy. मतलब no matter what happens in the market, you won't make loss. This is how it becomes if you collect enough amount of theta. So there are a lot of things you can do to achieve it. So one thing is obviously, like I showed, shifting the farther leg. Second thing is shifting the farther short closer. यहाँ पे 700 बेचा है, 750 बेचा है, तो वो $39 का है, $31 का है. If you're feeling adventurous, you can just do 18,700 here. कर दो, करके छोड़ दो. अगर मार्केट मूव हो रहा है, पास में आ रहा है, यू फील कि तुम्हें ज़्यादा रेंज चाहिए, तो जाके 18 750 शॉर्ट कर देना, 700 बाई कर देना।
दवाई वो नो लॉस वाला स्ट्रेटजी अगर मैं फरवरी में अप्लाई करता हूँ तो आई कैन गेट एनफ थीटा, राइट?
You can get enough theta. No, it's actually just enough to, वो नो लॉस मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं आएगा, it's just enough.
अरे फिर भी मतलब लॉस तो नहीं हो रहा ना एटलीस्ट?
हाँ, लॉस नहीं होगा, वो एकदम 0 हो जाता है, समथिंग लाइक दैट हो जाता है, एंड देन you'll get some decent ranges, something like this. तो जाएगा तो जाएगा, नहीं जाएगा तो ज़ीरो लॉस है। बट इफ यू एग्जिट दिस पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रैटेजी ऑन अ वेडनेसडे, you'll get decent amount of money, trust me, बहुत अच्छा पैसा बनता है। वेडनेसडे को यहाँ पे भी बहुत पैसा बनता है, और इसमें भी बनता है, बट यहाँ पे तो इट्स वेरी गुड।
अच्छा, साउंड्स गुड।
Like this thing on Wednesday, yeah, these are 100 पॉइंट, निफ्टी के लिए 100 पॉइंट्स थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो जाता
उसमें कैपिटल कितना लग रहा है भाई?
है, 75,000।
दैट्स गुड।
So Nifty is not that good for these strategies. Bank Nifty में you'll get crazy ranges. कितना है अभी? 38,200 ना? 30,
बैंक निफ्टी में लिक्विडिटी भी ज्यादा मिलता है।
1 SD कितना है? 39,100, 39,100, so 39,000 का भी। You guys can see my screen, right? Hello. Okay. 30. Mm, 700, 900, 39,200. So I'm doing 38,700 and then 38,900. So 200 points का debit spread, and then 900 to 39,000, तो 100 पॉइंट्स का प्रॉफिट रेंज रख रहा हूँ मैं। उसके बाद फिर से 200 पॉइंट का खरीद रहा हूँ। सो दिस प्रॉफिट रेंज वॉट एवर यू वांट यू कैन डिसाइड, उसमें कितने पॉइंट्स रख रहे हो उससे स्ट्रैटेजी पे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। ऑब्वियसली जितना रेंज बढ़ाओगे उतना तुम्हारा रिटर्न कम हो जाएगा, बट अदरवाइज इट्स ऑल। It won't break the strategy or anything, so don't worry about it. You can put any number of uh, points in between your short strikes. So it will just basically widen your strategy, but it won't cause any other issues. So बैंक निफ्टी में ठीक ठाक रेंजेस बना सकते हैं ऐसे बैठ के। Do this like 1% outflow, 12% inflow for this week. 20th Jan का strategy है. If it's anywhere between 38,900 and 39,100, you'll make 12% on capital. Strategy takes only 38K. If you feel कि बैंक निफ्टी क्यों एक ही डायरेक्शन में जाएगा, दूसरा साइड भी बिल्ड कर लो, तो तुम्हारा 12% नहीं बनेगा, तुम्हारा हाफ ऑफ इट 6% बनेगा। So दैट्स 6% बनेगा क्या? आई थिंक 12% ही बनेगा, बट तुम्हारा आउटफ्लो जो होता है वो इससे डबल हो जाता है। या 6% ही होगा, क्योंकि तुम्हारा मार्जिन डबल होता है। So if you do it on the put side too, your margin will be doubled, and yeah, you'll make 6% over. Let's try 38, 200, right? Starting at 700, so it's like 500 points away. So 37,700. 37,300, 7,100. It's too far, but yeah, not actually far. 36 rupees ka ye bhi option. So this is how it will look. $1,000 loss. Strategy goes bad. $4,000 profit. So it's a 1:4. So return कम हो जाता है because your margin becomes double. So प्रॉफिट फिर भी सेम बनता है, लाइक अर्लियर केस में जो बन रहा था अभी भी बन रहा था, सेम ही बनता है, बट योर मार्जिन इज डबल तो रिटर्न आधा दिखता है. सो दैट्स एन इशू. And the loss you're making, before it was only $450, now it is $988, so loss double होता है. ये 1.28% डोंट बिलीव इन इट. मार्जिन बढ़ गया इसलिए तुम्हें दिख रहा है कि 1.3% पहले भी लग रहा था, 1.3% अभी भी लग रहा था, बट एक्चुअली पीएनएल ज़्यादा लगता है बिकॉज यूर डूइंग इट ऑन बोथ साइड. सो दोनों साइड का प्रीमियम मोर फ्लो होता है. So this is how it is in बैंक निफ्टी, बट बैंक निफ्टी में ब्रेक करने का स्कोप काफ़ी है. You can do 100 point breaks, 200 point breaks, 400. So beats me, instead of losing $1,000, now you'll only lose $500. So that's good part. But if it moves a lot, you'll lose a lot of money. And your return उस पर ज़्यादा कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. पहले तुम्हारा आई थिंक 5.5% बन रहा था, अभी 5.6%. So breaking doesn't really cause any change in this max PNL, but it will reduce your loss in the middle region, which is good, and it will also give you an exit on Wednesday. Wednesday ko look at your range: 37 to 42, 39 100. How many points is that? 1900 points. Yeah, that's a 1900 point for your point range for your Wednesday. So that's a good part. Only thing is PNL is not that attractive. It's only 1% maximum. 1%, less than 1%. It's just that you'll be able to exit in the profit. So that's a good part about it. But if you truly believe it will go into your range, you can hold, make this money. And when you're actually here, your PNL is already $373. You can sacrifice that $373 and you buy these spreads back. The expired co, this strategy becomes a no loss strategy. That's what I'm trying to say. Basically, once your green zone starts getting bigger, that PNL is the PNL you can sacrifice to convert your strategy into a no loss strategy. The current state में 297 अच्छा है, but if market moves a lot, you lose a lot of money. यहाँ पे you're making some money, it's good, but if market moves a lot, you lose. But इसी position में, if you use this $300 to buy 37,100 का put and 39,300 का call, suddenly your loss is capped here, and your Thursday looks like this. And trust me, अभी मैं मंडे को बिल्ड कर रहा हूँ तो ये बीच में रेड दिख रहे. बट इफ यू बिल्ड दैट स्ट्रेटजी ऑन अ मंडे एंड वेडनेसडे को जाके तुम लोग ये लेग्स ऐड करोगे ना, तो इतना महंगा नहीं पड़ता है. आई विल जस्ट शो यू द एग्जांपल. फाइनल ऐड करता हूँ मैं. 39,400, 7,000. Okay, this is the strategy, right? So Thursday को this 37,000 put, let's say it went to how much? $10. Okay, and we're buying 36.2 हम लोग 36 पे नहीं लेंगे वो अगर 10 पे चल रहा है तो ये लेट्स से 14 पे चल रहा 16 okay how is it a loss ठीक है and 441 का स्ट्रिंग सेट कर दिया 39 300 और ऐड किया बट उस टाइम पे अपने को काफ़ी सस्ते में मिलेगा ये let's just say it's 30 bucks there's no way to simulate these things क्या yeah I guess there's no way to simulate these things but basically what I was trying to say is यहाँ पे जो आउटफ्लो दिख रहा है ना तुम्हें 771 नहीं पहले का आउटफ्लो कितना था जो भी बीच में 500 रुपए का लॉस था यहाँ पे यू कैन सी राइट 500 492 यहाँ पे 10 रुपए बन रहा है 625 822 यहाँ पे how much is this 200 bucks so 210 rupees so you're making 210 rupees in this spread transaction your outflow in the middle was 500 bucks पहले तो उसमें से 200 रुपए तुमने स्प्रेड ट्रांजैक्शन में कमा लिया टोटल पीएनएल इज ऑलरेडी 200 bucks so your strategy can only lose 500 में से 210 तो 290 rupees now so basically when you make it at a certain point that it's like let's say ये 5 रुपए पे ट्रेड हो रहा है एंड 10 रुपए ट्रेड हो रहा है तो when it gets to 735 and your net outflow is only 252 bucks नाउ थर्सडे को तुम्हारा स्ट्रैटेजी पूरा ऐसा दिखेगा मतलब कि ऑलरेडी 500 bucks प्रॉफिट नो मैटर व्हाट एंड देन that's what I was trying to get but यहाँ पे बन नहीं रहा बट वही है पहले जो स्ट्राइक लेना चाहिए उससे एक स्ट्राइक ज्यादा लो एंड देन यू एंजॉय द थीटा if the market moves you shift back to the actual strike तो 3700 हमने अपने को लेना चाहिए बट हमने 37,000 लिया था but we shifted back to 37,100 when it is favorable for us अगर कभी नहीं गया तो नहीं करने की ज़रूरत मतलब you just don't need to do it that's also good but ठीक है I mean if you do it it will convert into a no loss strategy अगर किसी रीज़न से बैंक निफ्टी एक ही दिन में 2000 पॉइंट उड़ गया तो तुम्हारा नहीं कटेगा बट इफ यू बिलीव कि यू आर वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट कि नहीं होगा तो यू डोंट नीड टू डू इट तो वो जो एक्स्ट्रा 510 रुपये वो भी बच जाएंगे so that's it for
Uh,
butterfly
I have a question.
yeah.
So, do you start with the broken one and like, or do you start normal and then add a condor to it and then take it out?
Start with the broken one because the broken one will have a negative gamma. See, you can see gamma is currently positive here because it's a normal butterfly, right? The broken ones, they have a negative gamma, and negative gamma basically enables you to earn theta. So the theta you earn in this strategy is very, very low, but it's still there. So when you hold on to this strategy for enough period and market didn't move, you will accumulate enough theta for you to buy back your broken wings. That's
Okay,
when
fine.
you're again loss capped, but you already made so much theta कि यहाँ पे लॉस कैप में जो भी लॉस हो रहा है वो तुमने कमा लिया ऑलरेडी तो I mean it's a net profit strategy no matter what that's what you're doing here
Okay, that makes sense.
so yeah I mean see there's not much to explain here guys if you keep So you just basically build a strategy like this and try to move this number इधर उधर, तो तुम्हें समझ आ जाएगा 2 दिन में क्या चल रहा है, expiry पे क्या चल रहा है. तो you'll yeah, you guys can share screenshots of your experiments with me. I'll try to explain what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. But if I keep speaking, it'll just be the same. Chill. I'll just end it here and then please let me know if you have any doubts. Right. Do, 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 do.
Right, that was great. Thanks so much. Can't wait to try these out. We've learned too many things here. Like, can keep trying one thing after the other.
दवाई मुझे पहली बार पता चला कि नोलो स्ट्रेटजी भी होता है. Thank
अरे
you
वो
so
नो
much,
लॉस
man.
एक्चुअली
बनाना पड़ता है,
इंसेप्शन पे
right?
नहीं है, मतलब इट्स लाइक द रेंज हैज टू मेंटेन फॉर एनफ टाइम ना, तभी यू विल मेक एनफ थीटा फॉर यू टू कन्वर्ट इट इनटू अ नो लॉस स्ट्रैटेजी. अगर
हाँ,
तूने
मतलब
बटरफ्लाई लिया.
मैंने अगर सपोज फरवरी को बना लिया तो मुझे थीटा तो काफी मिल जाएगा उसमें, तो बेसिकली लॉस कम होगा बिकॉज थीटा विल कवर इट. दैट इज व्हाट यू आर ट्राइंग टू टेल ना.
या बट
So that is.
अगर तेरे लेते ही मार्केट मूव हो गया तो यू हैव टू कवर इट ना, लाइक आई टोल्ड यू. तेरा जो ब्रोकन विंग है, यू
अच्छा,
हैव टू कवर इट. तो जितना लेट कवर करेगा उतना अच्छा है. जल्दी कवर कर लिया तो तेरा फिर लॉस रिकवर होगा ही नहीं, मतलब. बट अदरवाइज ब्रेक नहीं करोगे तो भी इट्स अ वेरी गुड स्ट्रैटेजी. लाइक द बटरफ्लाई इटसेल्फ इज वेरी गुड स्ट्रैटेजी. बट मोस्ट पीपल प्रेफर टू ब्रेक इट, क्योंकि जो फार्दर लेग होता है ना, वो यूजुअली अपना ट्रिगर नहीं होता है. इफ यू फॉलो 1SG मेथड ना, 1SG एनीवेज तुम्हें इतना दूर रखता है कि तुम्हारा फादर लेग ट्रिगर नहीं होगा, तो वो हो जाएगा.
In the option strategy side, can we also play with the theta, like the variables, like the phi delta?
In this strategy,
Like when we are building a strategy on these websites like Sensible or the option, the one which you just used.
Mm.
Yeah, can we also change the factors like gamma, theta, and all these?
you can't change it in Obstra, I guess, but you can try with different strikes to see how these things are changing. Usually, as a loss cap strategies, Greeks don't matter a lot. They only matter when you're trading like shorts, longs.
Oh, okay.
इसमें क्या होता है ना कि you seen right, I always buy the same amount of lots I'm selling. Like that thing stays constant.
Okay.
So your Greeks are always countered. Like जो short किया उसको buy किया वाला जो strike होता है वो counter कर देता है. तो your net Greek exposure on all, I mean it becomes almost zero. हमारा थीटा जीरो हो जाता है, गामा जीरो हो जाता है, pretty much जीरो हो जाता है. Unless you break it, जब तुम break करोगे तुम्हारा थीटा थोड़ा बढ़ता है. But it's also, I told you right, the theta you make in this strategy is very very low. You don't make it, I mean you don't trade this strategy to make theta. You only trade it because कि वो अपना खुद का cost cover कर ले. मतलब अगर 4-5 दिन market move नहीं हुआ और theta बन गया, तो that theta is enough to cover the cost of the butterfly. So you can convert it into a no loss strategy. But it's not like you trade this strategy for theta. There are a lot of other strategies you can trade for theta. I mean, अगर if you want to trade only Greeks, there are a lot of other strategies. This
So
strategy is purely
mostly Greeks will apply only for like monthly options, right? Weekly options we get countered mostly.
no.
So like
Like I'm saying, right? As far as you don't have a 1:1,
yeah.
you will have Greeks.
Sorry, your voice is too low. I couldn't hear that.
As far as you don't have a 1:1, you will have Greeks. Here,
Okay.
Greeks are countered because we're buying same amount of options as we are selling. So,
Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah.
all right, guys, I'll go have dinner.
Watch
But
for dinner.
I don't know, man. Gotta see. Taking what? Chal. So, bye.
What did I just hear?